Hey y'all, welcome to or back to Growth Rising. I'm Bird, and on this channel, we just talk about all things dealing with astrology. And so lately, we've been going over the Mars placements. To find out your Mars placements, you can go to Google, type in birth chart calculator, and you'll be able to see where your Mars is. So, if you type it in and you see that your Mars is in Leo, well, this is the video for you. And if you realize that I'm holding my mic, it's because I've made this video and my mic died. So I just want to make sure it's not going to die on me again, because it's done that to me a couple of times before in previous videos. And so, you would think that I would just make sure that they're always charged right before one, but for some reason I don't. So, anyway, if you were born with your Mars and Leo, you or whoever you know who has this placement may be a very creative person and feel a strong need to create things. And you or this person could know that they have a meaning for their lives, as in, you know that there's a purpose why you are alive. You know that it's not just for some random reason that you're living. No, you know that you're here for a reason, or this person knows that they're here for a reason, whether they, you know exactly what their reason is for or not yet. They know that there is a reason. And people with this placement can be very impatient, yes, but they also do have a lot of passion and desire. So, they do a lot of things with their heart. Whenever they feel that strong passion or desire, that's going to help them to get going, because they're kind of like being led with their heart. And these people also enjoy taking risks, So if you are approached by a Leo Mars and they're saying, hey, I'm thinking about doing, I don't know, skydiving lessons or something, and you're taking your time as to say, do I want to do this or do I not want to do this? What should I do? They're not going to want all that. They're going to want you to either know that you do or you don't, because they're not going to want to waste their time. Because the more time that you're wasting, they're like, I could have already made the appointment by now. And you're up here playing with my time and I don't get that back. So stop playing with it. That's probably how they're going to feel if you play with their time instead of just being direct, because they don't want you to beat around the bush. These people can also get fired up pretty easily and they're going to respond accordingly. So if they feel like you're playing in their face, they're going to respond as somebody who's playing in their face. Like, hey, you not finna treat me this kind of way. You're not finna do me all kind of ways. I gotta set you straight now, because it's more about, I'm not finna just sit back and, watch you do this and decide if I want to retaliate. They're just going to go ahead and do it without, any second thought, like, hey, you did this, I'm finna do that. And they do act with their heart, like I was saying earlier, with all of that passion and desire. They're leading with their heart. And then it is the sign of Leo that Mars is in, which, definitely deals with the heart. And another thing with a Mars and Leo is that their ego is tied into the things that they do. And so they do take a lot of pride in, certain projects that they may partake in, but it's because it's tied in with their ego. So, if you're rejecting something that they have done, they could feel like you're rejecting them. Like, it's not so much as, this person think that this is a bad idea. They're going to think like, oh, they think that I'm a bad person, because it's tied in pretty closely together for them. And these people can be pretty good leaders. They can also seem to be self-righteous just because they do have that pride. And, sometimes they can seem like they're full of themselves. I mean, that is something that helps them keep going. So, you do you. if that's your placement. A Mars in Leo can also be a very sexual individual. They can be easily aroused and they can enjoy sex more than most signs. Well, most Mars placements. And excuse me, they do want some romance with the sex because for them, sex is related to love. It's not super easy for them to separate the two. It's like, if we cross that line, I feel like your feelings for me are deeper than what they were before we did. So if you are involved with someone who has their Mars in Leo and you're thinking like, hey, this is not going to be a big deal. It's not going to really, mean anything. We can just get our wham bam, thank you, ma'am, on and go on about our way. And even if they say, okay, yeah, we can do that, they're going to think that it's deeper for both of y'all on each side, even though you may be saying it's not. They're going to think, that y'all are just trying to keep this little act up until y'all are ready to just let the world know. And this is a Leo Mars, so they're not going to want to keep that act up for too long. Just keep that in mind because they're going to be like, hey, this what time I'm on, so you need to come on because I'm not playing with you. And these people can also be very, very possessive and jealous. So do keep that in mind. And some Mars in Leo do like to have somebody on their arm where they can show off. Like, hey, this is my partner. And look at my partner looking so amazing or doing this very great thing or whatever the case may be. But then there are some Mars in Leo that are like, this is my partner, but I am still the star. Like, yes, look at my partner. They look great, but I'm better. Like, not necessarily saying they're always in competition with their partner, no, but they may feel like they are the star, the one that's shining the brightest in the relationship, or, the one that people come to see. They feel like they're David Ruffin. Um, and these people may want to test their partner to see how much they love them or how deep their love goes for them. So just do keep that in mind that they're going to be like, I want to make sure that you love me the same way that I love you. I want for you to show me what I'm giving you. So that's a couple of things with a Mars and Leo. And also, if you were born with this placement, I want to know what it is that you resonate with and what it is that you think that I skipped over. But yeah, so y'all have a good one. Thanks for watching.